and I'm
Oh, and you want you to tell us.
I do. I don't want to have to yell because I'll lose my voice before we're done.
It's okay, he's got his gloves on.
Yeah, I got gloves and I wash my hands way too much. So probably didn't work. Okay, so we're gonna do, as I explained to a couple of you that are pretty close, we're gonna do 3 trees tonight. I've started a cut here because I want to demonstrate to you what I'm about to do. I'm going to show you how to fell a tree that's standing in the manner that I was taught. Now, the one thing I want to tell you about cutting a tree down is if you have one tree, there are over 1,000 different ways to cut it down. All right, I'm going to show you what's worked for me very well based on a training I was given by Soren Eriksson, who is one of the leading directional felling guys in the world. Unfortunately, he worked for Husqvarna, but nonetheless, he knew what he was doing and he taught me very well. So I'm going to teach you some of the things he taught me in that. So I've done some pre-cuts on this one. The stump I'm going to take down is the one with the pink over there, okay? And I'm going to walk you through what I did, and then I'm going to quickly do that so you can see the pace that I work at. You guys remember the last thing I said to you about when I work pretty slow, right? I don't rush through anything, right? It's slow down time, simply because if I rush, I'm going to get hurt. So let's start with the basics. You said somebody had CPR training. Who was that, or what were you talking about?
Wilderness first responder.
Okay, so if I get hurt, you're in charge.
You got it.
If we both go down, who's taking care of it? Anybody else know CPR?
He is.
Jason's up, okay? All right. Has anybody got a phone right now with them? Does he have coverage?
Yep.
911, you know the number? Okay.
You don't have to spell it out, just hit the number.
If I get cut, 911, we're at Sloan Preserve in Dexter, Michigan. You'll make that call. I'm allergic to betadine. Anybody allergic to anything else that we need to know about today? Bees? Nope, we're good? Okay, cool. My truck is backed out or backed in. If we have to get out of here in a hurry, throw me in the back end. Bill knows where my clicker is to unlock my truck. Keys are on the floorboard or else on the seat, one or the other. Okay. Let's get out of here if there's a problem. Okay? We good? I don't have a fire extinguisher, so if it catches on fire, 911. Okay? First aid kit's in the back of that blue bucket I showed you. That's just my quick, right? We're ready to go now. Make sure the people that you're working with know how to take care of things, okay? So, chaps, helmet, eye protection, all that stuff, we've already done that. So now we're going out in the woods, we're dressed properly. It's a brand new saw, I know it's in good shape. I've tested it, done a couple cuts. I know I'm ready to go. So, now we're gonna get in the woods. First thing I did was fueled my saw before I left the truck. And I fueled both of them, didn't I? Because I don't wanna have to walk back up there to get fuel when I could have done it up there. Now, were I in a position where I knew we'd be cutting for quite a while, I'd probably be dragging my fuel out here closer with me. If I run out of fuel on this, something went drastically wrong with it, okay? So, when I'm approaching a tree, when I'm ready to cut down a tree, we're gonna cut this tree down right here, and we're gonna imagine that it's a bigger tree than it is. We're gonna imagine it's about 8 inches, 10 inches across, and about that height, that's fine. I have to evaluate this tree before I cut it, all right? It's easy to walk up and start cutting. It's tough to take your time and think, okay, what am I gonna do with this tree? So the first thing I'm gonna do is identify hazards, all right? Do I have any hazards with this tree that you guys can see that comes into play? I see a couple.
There's 15 people.
The population.
That's the number one. So I was doing a training, thank you, up at Potter Park. You guys know where that is, up in Lansing? And we were doing a safety training where we were actually taking a tree down. This is back before I dropped the tree on the building. And there was about 8 of us around, so I identified that as a hazard. And right behind the tree was a running path. 9 o'clock in the morning. Great time to run. Nice, cool fall day, right? So I put one person on one end of the path and one end on the other, right when we got to the point where we're going to fell the tree. Okay? Be aware of people around you. That's number one. Okay? Other big hazard out here, for the most part, is the other trees that are on the ground. When this thing lands, I've got to be aware of what everything can do. I've got to know that that's a possibility. All right? I have a lean issue here, right? Okay? So that's not necessarily a hazard, but it's something real. So as I look up into it, I've only got one branch that's getting involved with